An old woman won a 10 million lottery. Overwhelmed with joy, she picked up her phone to call her daughters, but paused. What if they care more for my money than for me? So she packed 2 million in a duffel bag, wore her oldest clothes, and quietly set off to visit them unannounced. First, she reached her eldest daughter's apartment. The daughter saw her through the peephole and whispered to her husband, "It's Mom. She must need something. Say I'm not home." She slipped into the bedroom while her husband opened the door just enough to say, "She's not here." Hard-heavy, the mother left. Next, she reached her younger daughter's home. "Mom, you didn't call first," she said, forcing a smile. "I'm not well," her mother replied. "Can I stay for a few days?" The daughter looked uncomfortable. "I don't think my boyfriend would be okay with that." "And Mom, those clothes, please." She offered cash instead. The mother shook her head and walked away with tears in her eyes. Lastly, she visited her middle daughter at her bakery. The girl rushed out, hugged her tightly, and said, "Mom, you came. Please stay forever." Tears fell. The mother opened the bag. "This $2 million is yours for never making me feel like a burden. Lesson: those who love you without conditions deserve the best of what you have. Drop a heart if you believe love for parents should be unconditional." A well-dressed woman was walking down a busy street when suddenly she stopped. Her chest tightened. Her breathing became difficult. Fear filled her eyes. She searched her bag with shaking hands, but her inhaler was almost empty. At that moment, a poor flower seller was passing by with his little son. He noticed her struggle and rushed toward her. "Madam, please sit down," he said gently. "Tell me what you need." The woman pointed weakly to her bag. The man quickly found the inhaler and helped her use it. Slowly, her breathing returned. But when he looked at the inhaler, he realized something. It was almost finished. Without saying a word, he lifted his child into his arms and ran. Minutes later, he came back, out of breath, holding a new inhaler. The woman looked at him in shock. "You didn't have to do this," she said. "You saved my life." The man smiled softly. "Anyone would have done the same." She reached for her purse, but he gently stopped her. "I don't take money for kindness," he said. Instead, she bought a single rose and asked him to use the money to feed his child. The next day, she saw him again. She asked how his work was going. "It's hard," he said quietly, "but with God's help, we survive." Her friend asked, "Why are you helping him so much?" The woman replied, "Helping good people is never a waste." Days later, the man was selling flowers when a couple mocked him. They called him a beggar. He felt hurt, but he stayed silent and continued working. Weeks passed. One afternoon, the woman met him again and asked about his life. He spoke softly. "My wife died giving birth to our son. My family took everything from me. Now, I only have him." The woman looked at him with respect. "You are not a beggar," she said. "You are a hard-working father." She asked him to pray for her health and promised to return, but she never did. 1 month later, the man met her friend in the park. When he asked about the woman, the friend lowered her eyes. "She passed away from a severe asthma attack," she said. The flowers slipped from his hands. Then the friend continued, "She never forgot you. In her will, she left her home, her car, and her savings for you and your son." The man fell to his knees. He hugged his child tightly and cried. Looking up, he whispered, "Thank you, God." Lesson: true greatness is not wealth or status. It is kindness, humility, and humanity. If you believe kindness still exists in this world, like and share this story. A woman was washing dishes one evening when she noticed 3 strange men standing quietly outside her gate. Fear rushed through her heart. She locked the door and shouted, "Who are you and what do you want from my house?" One of them said, "I am truth." The second said, "I am mercy." The third said, "I am God." She became even more afraid and quickly called her husband. "Babe, There are 3 strange men outside. I think they are dangerous. Her husband replied angrily, "Don't let them in. Call the police." So the woman called the police and told them, "There are suspicious men standing outside my house." When the police arrived, the men did not run. They stood calmly. The officer asked, "Who are you?" They replied, "I am truth, I am mercy, and I am God." The officers laughed and said, "Stop playing games and leave this place." But before the men could leave, a poor woman walked by and bowed down crying. She said, "Please help me. I have no food for my children tonight." The 3 men followed her into her small house. Minutes later, the same woman who called the police saw something shocking. Neighbors came out smiling. Sick people walked away healed. Hungry children came out eating bread. Her heart began to shake. She ran to them and said, "I'm sorry. I was afraid. Please forgive me. Please come into my home." The man called God looked at her gently and said, "When fear leads your decisions, you push away your blessings. But when faith leads your heart, miracles follow." From that day on, the woman never judged by appearance again. Lesson: sometimes what you reject is the very thing God sent to save you. Drop an amen if you believe blessings can come in strange forms. "Amma, your son sent money again," the postman called out. Every month, the postman stopped at an old woman's house. Her name was Amma. She lived alone, waiting for one thing, a money order from her son who worked far away. The moment she heard the postman's voice, her eyes sparkled. "Son, let me talk to my boy first." "Please call him." The postman sighed, pretending to be annoyed. "Amma, I don't have time to call every month." But she kept begging softly. So he handed her his phone and said, "Okay, just talk for 1 minute." Not too long, she happily talked to her son, smiling through her missing teeth. Her voice lighter, her heart full again. When she was done, the postman gave her the $1,000. Amma counted it slowly, then took out a $100 note and pressed it into his hand. "Take this, son. Calling must cost money." He tried refusing, but she forced it into his palm. She blessed him again and went inside. The postman walked away, but someone tapped his shoulder. It was Ramu, the mobile shop owner. "Brother, and why do you do this every month?" he asked quietly. "You give Amma money from your pocket. You pay me to pretend to be her son on the phone. Why?" The postman froze, his eyes filling with tears. Then he whispered, "Because Amma's son died. I received the letter months ago, but I couldn't break her heart. She waits for her son's money, she waits for his voice, she waits for his love. If I tell her the truth, she will die waiting." Ramu stared at him, speechless. The postman wiped his tears and said, "She may not be my mother, but I lost my mother too. I couldn't save mine, but I can protect someone else's." Ramu looked down, ashamed, because the postman, a poor man himself, had a heart richer than anyone he knew. Comment, "A true son," if this story touched your heart. A woman was checking out at a busy store when she heard a cashier whisper, "Sweetheart, you don't have enough money for that doll." And the little boy's answer shattered her heart. A woman turned around and saw a boy no older than 6. His hands were shaking. He held a small doll to his chest as if it were alive. The cashier sighed. "I'm sorry, baby. You're still short." The boy looked up at the woman with eyes too sad for someone so young. "Miss, can you check again? Please, maybe I counted wrong." She knelt beside him and gently went through his tiny pile of coins. "My dear, you don't have enough." He didn't cry, he didn't complain. He just whispered, "I need this doll for my sister. It's her birthday." The woman smiled softly. "That's very kind of you." But the boy shook his head. "No, it's not for her birthday here. It's for her birthday in heaven." The woman froze. He continued softly, "My sister is with God. Daddy says Mommy will go see her soon too. And I want Mommy to take the doll with her, so my sister won't forget me." Her throat burned. His innocence felt heavier than any grief she'd ever seen. Then he pulled a wrinkled photo from his pocket, himself, laughing in the arms of a young woman. "My mommy. Daddy says she might go be with my sister today, but I asked her to wait until I came back from the mall." The woman couldn't breathe. She quickly added her own money without him noticing. "Let's count again," she said. This time the boy gasped. "I do have enough. God heard me. He gave me enough for the doll and a white rose for Mommy. She loves white roses." The woman watched him run to the flower section with hope in his tiny steps. but something inside her wouldn't let her leave. 2 days later, a newspaper headline made her go still. A young mother involved in a drunk driving crash passes away. Her heart dropped. The names matched. The story matched. The boy's family. She went to the funeral carrying a bundle of white roses. Inside the room, she found the mother lying peacefully. A single white rose in her hand, the doll resting gently on her chest, and the boy's photo placed over her heart. The woman stood there, tears falling freely, because in one moment of kindness, this little boy's love for his mother and sister had changed her forever. Some stories break us, but this one reminds us that love, pure, innocent love, echoes beyond life itself. Watch the next Echo story. You're not done feeling yet. As this couple walked by, they saw a boy picking out food from the trash and eating desperately. "Kid, why are you digging in the trash?" the wife asked. "Where are your parents?" the man added. "They died in a car crash." "I'm so sorry to hear that," the wife said, taking out all the money from her purse and handing him. "Honey, what are you doing?" the husband snapped. "That's our rent money." "Please, the kid is starving." The boy was stunned. "You're gonna give me your rent money, don't worry. We'll find another way." Then she took off her bracelet. "This will protect you, always wear it." The boy clutched it tightly, tears in his eyes. 15 years later, the landlord knocks at their door, bad. "News your house had been sold, you need to leave immediately." The wife broke down, "Where are we gonna go?" "Not my problem," he said, and left moments. Later, the new owner arrived. The woman pleaded desperately, "Please, sir, give us a little more time." But the man froze. "Mrs. Jones." She was confused. "Mrs. Jones, it's me then." He showed her the bracelet from 15 years. It was the homeless boy, now a successful young man. He cried and hugged the woman. "If not for your kindness, where would I have been? Come with me. I've bought a better home for you." True wealth isn't money. It's the good you leave in people's hearts. Comment yes if you believe kindness comes back.
Sir, do you remember me? An old retired teacher sat quietly on a park bench feeding the birds when a grown man approached him. "Sir, do you remember me?" The old man squinted. "I'm sorry, son. My eyes are weak now and my memory isn't what it used to be." The man smiled softly and sat beside him. 20 years ago, I was your student. Today I came to thank you." The old man chuckled. "Thank me? Teachers rarely get thanked. What do you do now?" "I became a teacher, sir, because of you." The old man raised his eyebrows. "Because of me, but I was never special." The man took a deep breath. "Sir, do you remember in 7th grade when a rich boy's expensive watch went missing?" The old man frowned, trying to remember. The man continued, "I was the one who stole it." The old man froze. The man's voice trembled. "I wanted it so badly, and when everyone left for games, I took it from his pencil box. When the boy complained, you came into the class and calm as always." The wind blew gently as the man continued. "You locked the door. You told everyone to close their eyes. You said you'd check our pockets one by one, and no one would be punished." "My legs were shaking," the man whispered. "When you reached me, I felt your hand find the watch in my pocket." The old man remained silent. "But sir, you didn't stop. You kept checking every student one by one, no judgment, no anger. At the end, you returned the watch to the boy and simply said, 'Let's forget this happened. No child here is a thief. Just be more careful.'" He wiped his eyes. "That day, you saved my dignity. You saved my future. I promised myself I would become a teacher like you, someone who corrects mistakes without destroying a child." The old man stared at him, shocked. "Son, all these years, I didn't know who stole the watch." The man frowned. "What do you mean?" The old man smiled gently. "Because my eyes were closed too. If I had looked, I might have treated you differently. But I believed every child deserves to be protected, even from their own mistakes." The man covered his face and cried openly. The old teacher placed a gentle hand on his back. "You're a good man today because someone once believed you could be." Comment: a good teacher changes lives. If this touched your heart,